sometimes we don't understand, like, what is this thing? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do I have to go through this pain? Why can't it just be peaceful all the time? Then it wouldn't be life.
Success is not measured on the days when the sun shines. Success is measured on the dark, stormy, cloudy days. And if you can't absorb failure, you're never going to meet success. There's going to be bad days, there's going to be dark days, but you got to embrace it, because that pain is what makes you stronger.
You live life long enough, you're going to have some extreme stress. But what you do with that stress is what your life is about. Anybody can do well when things are going their way. What do you do when everything is unjust? What do you do when your own control of things is taken from you? You have to get to that place where you let go of what is, and you got to create anew.
When you're going through, what do? You keep going. You put one foot in front of the other.
Don't allow your mistakes to bury you. I want you to expect good things to happen, even when something bad happens. You have to live your life with the expectation that great things are coming your way. There ain't nothing you can do about what's gonna happen to you. You can't stop life from happening. You can do something about it.
I am the creator of my life. I'm not the manager of my circumstances anymore. There is something I can still do. When I think there's nothing can be done, that's when I know something can be done.
Life is 10% what happened to you, is 90% what you do about it. You got to stop tripping every time something happened to you like it's the end of the world. It ain't. Your track record for surviving bad days is 100%. You survived all the trouble you ever been in.
I don't care what's going on around you, because it's not what happens around you that determines your success. It's what happens inside you.
Your belief, your faith, your drive, your determination, your persistence, your perseverance, your spirit. Greater is He that is in you than what's out here in this world. This is not the time to worry. This is the time to be a warrior.
This might be your current circumstances, but this will not be how the story ends. All you have to do is to survive today.
Give it one more day. Give it one more chance. Give it one more opportunity.
Today might not be the day, but soon it will be my day, and I will recycle my pain. But that day can't come if I give up today.
You will fail if you give up. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you will be a failure if you quit. But I don't know what's going to happen if you keep going, but just keep going just to see what's on the other side.
And when something happens to you, don't experience it as a failure, as a defeat. Look at it and find out, what is it that I didn't know? What is it that I can learn from this experience so I can come back again?
Persistence, patience, perseverance. When something doesn't work, there's always another solution.
There's a way that you can begin to handle this. There's a way out here somewhere. There's a solution. Where there's a will, there's a way for me to begin to create a way out of no way.
If you're creative enough, can you find the answer, yes or no? If you're determined enough, can you find the breakthrough, yes or no? If there's no way that you're committed, can you find the money even if you don't have it, yes or no? Creativity, decisiveness, passion, these are the ultimate human resources. And when you engage these resources, you can get any other resource on earth.
What reason can you remember that you can call on, that you can reach on, that can make you get back up? Find that reason. I can make it. Yes, I can. Doesn't matter how many failures I've made. Doesn't matter how many mistakes I've endured. Doesn't matter about my defeats. Doesn't matter about what I've done. I've got to do this. I'm the one that's going to turn this around. These roadblocks, these obstacles, this opposition won't stop me from doing what I want to do. It can temporarily cripple me, but it won't stop me. It will not determine my reality. Oh, you're being unrealistic. You're dreaming. Yes, I am dreaming. So a lot of people have stopped dreaming. Don't you stop dreaming.
You've got greatness in you. Don't you underestimate yourself. Don't you give more power to what you've gone through and let it define you.
It really doesn't matter what has happened to us in the past. No, that doesn't have to be your reality. You want things to go good for you from now on? You can make that happen. You've got the power to do that. You can change things for you. The power to succeed or fail is yours, and no one can take that away from you.
And you are the determining factor.
I know what it's like to wake up every day with a sense of dread, and you don't know how you're gonna make it, and you're all alone. And you've got to say to yourself, when you fail again and again, after facing rejection after rejection, many times with tears in your eyes, it's possible. When life knocks you down, sometimes you gotta take 2 steps back in order to move forward.
When you're in that darkness, it's very easy to think you're hopeless. It's very easy to believe it's over for you. It's very easy to feel defeated. It's very easy to sit there and hope that something or someone will come and save you. But the truth is, you gotta save yourself. You can't sit there and wait for the light to come. You've got to move forward and step your way into the light. That darkness is temporary, and you can fight your way out of it. It only takes willpower.
You think this is it for you? This is far from it. You gotta change your mindset. You gotta start thinking in ways you haven't thought before. You gotta start seeing possibilities for your life you haven't seen before.
You can achieve more than you think you can. You're capable of things that would surprise yourself.
You've got to start using your mind to find new ways to break through all these roadblocks in front of you. When you have the will, you'll find a way. And there is always a way. You can get through whatever is in front of you if you decide to.
You just gotta stand for what you believe in and don't let anything turn you around. This is your life. This is your dream. Nobody's gonna fight for what you want more than you. If it's gonna happen, it's up to you to make it happen. If you can focus on finding those ways to win and stop focusing on the ways you're losing, you can make it.
Everything in your way is just life testing you. Do not fail the test. Rise up and destroy these barriers.
The people who win, the most common trait they have is they find solutions, while the losers find problems.
The winners are relentlessly working to move their lives into a better state of being. They don't care about the facts. They don't care about the odds. All they do is make a plan and execute the plan.
If you change your way of thinking and start seeing the possibilities for you and your current situation, you'll start moving toward victory and away from feeling helpless.
But you have got to affirm to yourself that you have what it takes to get through this. Your mind and spirit need to be aligned in the feeling of certainty that I will not stop until I succeed. I will make it happen, no matter what it takes, that this is nothing but a temporary inconvenience. There is nothing that can stop me from reaching my dream.
Most people won't do that. Most people give up so easily. They never use the real power inside them to do anything great because they can't see those possibilities for their life.
Your vision and your perspective of how you see your life is what dictates what you become. If you only ever see yourself as doing just enough to get by, that's all you'll ever achieve. But if you see yourself doing massive things, living beyond what other people could possibly conceive, that's exactly what you'll get. Where your focus goes, your energy flows.
So when you're going through turbulence on your path to success, you've got to hold that vision firmly in your mind.
Don't allow this negative world to throw you off course. Hold the vision and keep walking toward it.
Your mind is your strongest weapon. It has the ability to adapt to any level of pain or difficulty imaginable. It's up to you to harness its power and use it to create new things for you.
You can become more creative, more intelligent, more unstoppable. It's only a matter of your mind. You control your mind, you control your life.
And when you control your mind, there is nothing out of reach for you. You can be, do, and have whatever you want. The only one who can stop you is you.
Some of you have had a marriage fall apart. Some of you have been disappointed in a dream, in a desire, in a goal, in an ambition. And things just haven't worked out the way you wanted them to. And you're starting maybe to feel sometimes a little hopeless. It'll never change. I'll never change. Nothing's ever going to be any different.
And we rationalize with ourselves to where we automatically stop. That's why a bunch of us give up so much in life so quickly. But suppose I told you the greatest pain of my life is the reason I'm standing here today. See, sometimes we think the pain is what controls us. It's actually our subconscious mind. That if we ever tapped into that, that's what dictates most of our lives. If you don't control pain, it'll control you.
What is it that will make it worth it for you? To face the rejections,
to brainstorm and not be intimidated and say, I can do this. What is it that will make it worth it for you to raise the bar on yourself and say, I got some more stuff in me? What is it that will make it worth it for you to know your vitamin, that you become empowered by it? What is it that will make it for you when you want to give up and things are working against you? What is it that will help you get back up again?
When everything's relaxed and peaceful. Yes, we know what we want to be. We know the person we want to become, right? It's very easy to calculate it in that rhyme to reason when nothing's on the line. But as soon as the heart starts to race, or the bill and the pressure of the lifestyle, the wife, the family, or the job, all of a sudden, we start to settle.
I don't want to be that person that's great when everything is going all good, but when something goes wrong, they flee and they want nothing to do with it. I want to be that person that's going to show up rain, sleet, or snow, and they're going to give you everything they got. You got to take my life before you take my drive. I'm talking concrete commitment. I'm talking a commitment that says, I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've set it in has left. Because character is not something we inherit. Character is something we gotta wake up every single day, we gotta fight and we gotta build it. In the midst of adversity, in the midst of challenges, in the midst of failures, we gotta get up every single day and we gotta fight for peace. We gotta fight for happiness. We gotta fight for joy.
Don't quit, don't give up, don't be a victim, don't take the easy path, don't squander this life. Instead, live with fortitude.
There's times when you think, is there anything that can justify as to why I'm always going through something hard? Sometimes nothing ever makes sense that you're going through. I'm going through hurt, I'm going through pain, there's death in my family, there's sickness everywhere. But I tell you what, you can't throw in the towel. It just means it's time for you to fight harder. It's time for you to stand tall. Lift your heads to the sky and say, I will overcome this. I will fight back. There's always something good that can come from bad.
We live in a world, ladies and gentlemen, where people want instant gratification. They want it right now. No, it's simple, but it's not easy. It's a system that if you work the system, it works if you work it. But make no mistake about it, it's hard. And you are the determining factor. The people that make it in this world look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. It's you that you must take personal responsibility to make it happen. It's hard. No, easy is not an option. However, ladies and gentlemen, what you will discover is that it's worth it. If people ask you, say, how you doing? Even if you're having some difficult times, say, I'm blessed and highly favored. Because anytime you wake up and you don't have a white chalk outline around your body, it's a great day. And so I say to you, it's possible you can live your dream. If it's becoming a diamond, if it's having more, it's achieving more, it's being a better father, being a better mother, whatever it is, it's possible you can live your dream. It's necessary that you have a plan of action, that you're resilient, that you stick to, and you work with the system, that you have the vision and never give up, that you become creative and relentless and keep on coming back again and again and again, and that it's you that you got to take personal responsibility to make it happen, and that it's hard. Easy is not an option. And when life knocks you down, jump back up and say, it's not over until I win.
This is how you level up. I know there's a whole bunch of people with that right there. That fires me up. That brings joy in my life right there. Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage.
No one goes the extra mile and keeps going.
I feel like this next generation that's coming up, they seem like a bunch of pussies to me.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. Now I thrive in that. That's the only place to be.
There's never been more opportunity than there is right now. If you're a savage and you get out there and you grind hard and you want it bad enough, you can run all these guys over, man.
I was never the strongest guy. I'm not the fastest guy. Not the smartest guy. But I will work. And I will work hard.
I'll never be in the Olympics. I'll never be a professional athlete. But still I grind. I fail at most things I do. But still I grind. I don't want to do half the shit I do. But still I grind.
And that one day, you see me down a dark alley, running at 1 o'clock in the morning, know one thing. I was grinding.
I will be up when my competitor's asleep. I will be up when my enemy is curled up in bed. I will be up getting after it.
If you can't right now, there's no one looking, man.
If no one was looking, I had a chance to sneak in some extra work. To do a little bit more while no one's looking. They'll think I'm better than I am. So I recommend you do that right now. No one's looking, you're home alone, do more!
Do I like the long hours? No. Do I like having to watch a game at 3 o'clock in the morning? No. But I have to be prepared because I'm addicted to the result.
If today you never say good enough, tomorrow you'll always have enough. Championships aren't won in the theater or the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, the labs, and the 5 a.m. runs, and then it's raining when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. Champions aren't found on the podium with their hand up. No, champions are found in the lab studies, with thousands of hours of hard work when no one's watching. That's what makes the will unstoppable. When you're here and no one else is, and you're pushing yourself harder than anybody with no one around. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, then you do it right. The best of your ability every single time. If you're dusting your countertops, do you dust around the picture frame, or do you pick the up and dust the entire thing? Do the job right or don't do it at all. That's the same person who has his hand raised on the podium one day.
How you hold yourself in the small things of life. Build the character-winning blocks of the things that we're remembered for. And it begins now with no one looking. How you hold yourself. How you see yourself. What do you do when nobody's watching? If you do it then, I guarantee you'll be doing it when everyone's watching.
Execute, execute, execute. And that's what people don't do. They don't execute. Making a freaking plan is the easy part. And you have to understand, if you don't execute on the plan, if you don't get up in the morning when you're feeling tired, scared, if you don't execute, you're not just cheating yourself. You're cheating your family. You're cheating your employees. You're cheating your team. Whatever you're a part of, it's bigger than you, man.
Nobody wants to do it. That's the thing. When you look at someone and you say that man or that woman has something that I don't have, nobody woke up with it. They got it from showing up every day and executing. And especially when they don't feel like it. You think that this just happens. You think, I'm going to show up, I'm going to put in my time, and then I'm going to be rich. And that ain't what happens. Everyone's always looking for other people to do stuff for them. Stop looking for help from everybody else. It starts and ends with you. You've got to do more. You've got to become valuable. You've got to understand that what you get paid to do is the minimum. And everything on top of that is your investment in your future. So if you're going to stand out, don't do the same thing that everybody else is doing. Separate yourself. You playing against other teams and you're doing exactly what they're doing. Separate yourself. Stop doing what they doing. If you stop doing what they doing, you're going to be a champion. Stop following. No more following. No more doing what everybody else is doing. Set the doggone standards. It's time for y'all to set the standard. If you decide that my life deserves my developing this what I do well, and becoming the best at it and mastering myself and seeing what I have within me, I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you. All of us need some area of our lives where we can have a feeling of competence. That people know when they think about this area, that's something you do. That you eat and sleep that. And that you do that. You do that. And people know it. If you begin to work to develop your gifts, you'll develop a strong sense of happiness. You'll get a larger vision of yourself. The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. Everything you do it like this is the last time you're gonna do it.
If you're in bed right now and you're rolling around, you can't fall asleep, get the probably means you haven't done an honest day's work to earn that rest at night. I can put an honest day's work in here that more than anyone does in a week, and no one sees it because it's supposed to be that way. This is the means to the ends. It's not the ends. And you're not in here to get an achievement. You're in here to pay your dues so later in life you never wonder what it.
You know what you got to do to get to paradise? You got to fight like get to paradise. The ones that can fight, the ones that come back, those are the ones that succeed. Those are the icons of the world. There's many legends out there. There's very few icons.
Do I want to be here right now? No, I don't want to be here right now. I'm much rather be home watching the game. But later down the road, I don't want to always watching the f***ing game. One day I want to play the game. So by being here now ensures that I'm not going to be a spectator for the rest of my life. That's why I love the f***ing pain and progress.
It is the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. It's not the game. And that's why most of y'all get beat in the game or make mistakes in the game, because you think grinding is what happens when the sun comes out. You think grinding is what happens when the lights come on. You think grinding is what happens when people get in the stage. That's not grind. The real grind is in the dark when nobody sees you. When nobody knows what you're doing, when you studying without coach, when you putting in those extra reps, when you watching those videos and you getting inspired, when you change your music, it's the process that makes you sweet.
Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen.
Nothing happens until something moves. Progress is made with action, not with promises or intentions. They mean nothing unless they're backed up by activity.
You got one or two choices. You either suffer becoming a new person and enjoy it, or you suffer staying the same and you don't enjoy it. You're gonna suffer either way. There's no coasting, because coasting only goes down. It's either you grind and rise, or you're miserable and you fall. Both are hard, either in the best way or in the worst way.
Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. I'm sure there's more emotion that was involved in it than there was mind. Every single one of them. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up.
Your mood, your feelings are irrelevant. Your life is going to be created by the results of the actions you take, not by the mood that you're in when you take them.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
I'm wired differently. I don't go to bed when I'm tired. I go to bed when I'm finished.
Nobody that's done anything that you think is great has ever been motivated the whole time. In fact, most of it's been created over the history of mankind. All that you admire, all the buildings, all the accomplishments, all the championships, all the greatness, all the great books, all the great leaders, all the great technology that you use every single day was created by people who didn't feel like it. They were tired. They weren't motivated. The world was created by people like that. So stop expecting to feel good about what it is you're trying to do and start investing in the skill set of being able to push through when conditions are not ideal. That is the only way you will succeed long term, brother. The only way. And you won't with these people who've given sweat, who's given blood, who's given tears. You want what they paid for, and it ain't free. It's not always going to be easy. They're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give you success. They're not going to put it on the platter. But if you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to put the sweat, the blood, the tears, if you're willing to earn it, you can have it. You got to impose your will.
Turn your feelings off when it comes down to you wanting to be better. I'm talking about the grind. When that alarm clock goes off, it's raining outside, it's cold outside, when you don't want to put those long hours in at work, when you know everybody's gone home to their families, but you want to be the top salesperson in the world, or you want to be the best lawyer in the world. When everybody leaves to go home in a 15-story building, every office dark, and only one office with one light on, that's right there you gotta be. You can't have feelings about when everybody leaves. Oh man, I wish I was going home to my beautiful family. Your feelings have to go away if you want to achieve greatness.
The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant.
What you should be focusing on all the time is what you are doing this for. You look at your kid instead of thinking, oh man, I've got to give up these 3 hours at night. No, I am going to provide for that kid to go to a good high school, to a good college. I'm going to take care of them, and I'm going to build awesome memories with them because of what I'm doing now. When you think about, oh, I've got to get up my time with my buddies. No, think about you being on the back of the yacht with all your boys having a good time. That's why you're doing this.
I want you to tie your feelings to that as you're working. So when you feel like slowing down, I want you to remember what you're after.
You gotta stay focused on what it is you are gaining, not what you are giving up.
It costs a lot. You're going to trade a whole lot of your life. You're going to trade important things in your life to have life. It takes major payment from your life to build important, great, big things that benefit other people. You're going to have to do a lot you don't want to do to get where you want to go. That is how it works. There is no hack. There's no program. There's no $997 a month AI hack that's going to get you there. You got to build it within yourself. And once you build yourself into that kind of, now you have an advantage over everybody else because everybody else is just like you. They quit when they don't feel like it. And if you become the person who cannot quit no matter what, no matter how they feel their shit gets done, you cannot be stopped. How can you stop someone that gets stuff done regardless of what's going on in their life? You cannot stop that person. If you want to become that kind of person, which is required to build big, important, great things, you are going to have to learn to execute when you don't feel like it.
If you have scattered focus, you'll have a scattered life. If you keep chasing every distraction, you'll keep bleeding time. And before you know it, 5 years have gone by, 10 years gone by, and you're no closer to your goals. You drifted, and the drifting turns into habit, and the habit turns into your life. A life that you never wanted. Don't let that happen. Don't allow yourself to fall down that path of complacency, of doing the easy things, getting caught up in frivolous activities or politics or gossip or what everyone else is doing. You've got to focus on you. Focus on your thoughts. Stop letting the wind take you whichever direction it blows. You've got to make a deliberate and determined effort to guard your mind and point it at what you're working to achieve.
What do I really want? What's my outcome? What's my result? Let's try to make it as clear, because that's what's going to drive us to move forward. Where focus goes, energy flows. Clarity equals power. The more clear you are exactly what you want, the faster and easier it is to achieve.
Let's imagine the day only went to 1 p.m. Obviously, you couldn't get everything in. So what do you have to focus on? If you're going to have done by 1, what do you have to focus on? The major priorities, done by 1. So write it down.
He said, this next week, what are the most important outcomes for me to get this week in my business? And you just write those outcomes out, not your action items, the outcomes. If you do that and nothing else, you'll be ahead of the game.
But subconsciously, most people don't even believe they deserve the success. So they end up sabotaging themselves or not going all in on things.
Our brain, if we think that we're not entitled to a lot of success, creates something called success barriers. Our brain actually blocks out all these cool opportunities that we have to have success because our brain just thinks that we're not deserving of success, so it'll block it out. On the flip side, if you think that you're entitled to a lot of success and a lot of happiness, your brain will block out obstacles. You won't even look at different obstacles, and you'll just look at opportunity. You'll just see opportunity right in front of you. Well, that's what a strong sense of entitlement is. It's like, I am entitled to a great review from my customers. I'm entitled for people to like me. I'm entitled for people to be positive around me. And that's what your reticular activation system focuses in on. That is all. That is your reality.
Start working and developing yourself now and prepare yourself for what it is that you want, because you expect to get it.
A person that truly wants to be successful, they kind of show themselves. They're not the ones hiding. They're not the ones constantly celebrating. They're the ones that show up early. They're the ones that leave late. You get people that say, oh, listen, you don't have to work harder. You got to work smarter. No, you got to work harder and you got to work smarter. You got to do both of them. It's not a substitute. So when you find those individuals, they're not easily distracted. They come in, they ask for more work. They're the ones that are asking for pressure situations. They're not worried about when you criticize them or when you give them feedback, they go, I got it. They're going to improve themselves and make the adjustments needed to win. Staying dialed in on the end result. But you gotta crave that end result so intensely that the work becomes irrelevant.
LeBron wakes up every day and does what he does because he knows what he's going after. It's specific. And that's why I wake up with so much passion today, because I know what I'm going to get. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly what it tastes like. You know what it looks like. You know what it smells like. When you understand what you're after, when you know what your outcomes are, when you know what you desire, you wake up every single morning and you go after it. The most successful people in the world
are the most successful people in the world because they have clarity on what they want. People look at those of us who are successful like we superhuman. We're not. We're normal people like you. We're problems just like you. The only difference is we wake up with clarity. A part of your 10,000 hours of working on your gift is also 10,000 hours on shutting out everything else. Stuff is going to happen. The stuff that you can't control, forget about it. You are going to stop wasting energy and effort on stuff you can't control. But the stuff you can control, I want you to own it. If you got a 90-minute block, I want you to own that 90-minute block. If you got 45 minutes, I want you to own that 45 minutes. Because I'm telling you, keep dreaming. Keep looking at your dream. Keep your mind locked in on the dream. Keep focusing on the dream. And you'll get it.
The world wants to control your mind. And there's a battle for the way you think. Why? Because whatever gets your attention gets you.
What gets your attention is what matters.
Think about what you're thinking about.
You got to decide. Are you going to let these things control you? Or are you going to control them?
What I tell people all the time is, if they can't find one thing, they'll be distracted by many things. What you focus on expands.
If you hit a tree 1,000 times in 1,000 different spots, there's no guarantee it's going to fall. But if you hit a tree 1,000 times in that same exact spot, it's going to come to the ground. I need you to do the exact same thing every single day for the next 10, 15, 20 years and watch that tree come down.
Driven people destroy everything that gets in their way. You get my way, I'll bury you. Let me explain what driven means. The way that your eyes look, the way that you're paying attention in this room right now, it means everything. The little things don't mean a lot, they mean everything. How you wake up when the sun don't shine. How you wake up when you just lost your best customer. You lost 1 million, you lost 100, don't care. Don't care. I ain't going down, I'm staying high. I'm not going there.
Hold a vision of yourself being successful in the future with whatever you do. That's what you want to do because your thoughts have magnetic power. Where focus goes, energy, persistence, faith, and determination flows.
You must wake up and take control of your mind. I don't feel like it. Shut your mouth. Winners live where quitters aren't.
Learning the art of becoming single-minded, learning how to concentrate, learning how to focus in. And you'll be surprised at the things that you're able to do when you learn how to block things out, when you learn how to keep thine eyes single.
Stay focused on your actions. Don't worry about what the haters say, or what your ex-girlfriend says, or your aunts and your uncles. It's irrelevant.
You got to block out all the negative people. You got to block out every single obstacle, and you got to keep your eyes on the prize. You got to stay focused.
If you look at documentaries on successful people, they are weird because they've seen things that no one else seen for their career path. They are living beyond what is expected because they were obedient to the vision.
Stay focused. Stop caring what everyone thinks about what you're trying to accomplish. They can't possibly know or care how you feel. You must make decisions based on what you want first. Everyone else has their own agenda. Why not you?
You should be so focused, so busy on your own life, keeping the main thing, until you're oblivious as to what's going on around you.
Everything seems like it's important when you try to make your goals become a reality, but everything is not important. You got to make a decision. What's first, what's second, what's third. You got to concentrate on one thing at a time, because if you chase 2 rabbits, you won't catch none. Action is important. Work is important, yes, but work with no concentration. Work with no focus means what? You're doing 3 things poorly. And what I'm trying to teach you is, don't do 3 things poorly. It's better to do 1 thing great. And so your concentration, what you're focusing on throughout the course of the day, it has to change. What you're looking at, what you're reading, what you're watching, the conversations you have. You must now be focused on your dreams. You must be focused on your goals. It's always a result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. And so in your life, I need you to get to that point where you become a master master at this thing, a master at your life, a master at your goals. When you're 25 moves ahead, like you're so strategic. You got this thing, you strategizing. You got this thing mapped up. You're not just waking up and saying, well, whatever happens next week happens. But you become methodic about your life. You start planning stuff out. You start taking notes. You start checking. You start paying attention to things that you never take. You are 25 moves ahead. I want you to be like a master chess player where you're constantly thinking about what's next. I'm telling you right now, I need you to get focused. And when you get focused, it's okay to keep thinking about that same thing over and over again. But don't think about 10, 20 things. You get locked in like a pit bull on that one thing, and you focus on the now. You master the now. You become an expert of the now. I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to blow up. This year, I will make this goal become a reality. I won't talk about it anymore. And after today, I'm not playing games anymore. I'm not pretending anymore. I'm not doing the facade no more. I don't care what people say or think. I'm not doing that no more. I want the influence, the impact, the income. I want it. It might take me 5 days to do what it takes you to do in 1 day, but I'm gonna do it in 5. It may take me 4 weeks to read a book that you can read in a week. And guess what happens? If you don't have phenomenal skill, but you got phenomenal will, you can make up for skill. You ain't gotta be perfect.
When you want to give up, when it doesn't look like things are going to work out, and things are working against you, and you run into difficulties, then you've done everything you can. You run out of money and run out of friends, and you can't borrow, and anything that can go wrong, it will, and at the worst possible moment, and everything else. How do you handle that? What can keep you in the game where you can retreat and maintain a sense of integrity even when your dream seems so far away and you can't reach it? What you can do to keep yourself strong, keep your head clear, operate with a strong sense of integrity. Here's what you know deep in your heart. If anybody has done it, you know it's possible that you can do it.
You've got the brains, you've got the stamina, you've got the vitality, you've got the interest, you've got your life ahead of you, you've got the future. But if anybody can do it, you can do it. If one of us can do it, hey, we all can do it. There is nothing you can't accomplish.
Have you ever heard people say, look, I've done everything I can do. I'm only human. And when they say I'm only human, they're saying it from the perspective that I'm limited. You can only do so much. No. Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful. There's nothing as powerful as the human spirit. You can't destroy. You can pervert it, but you can't destroy. The possibilities for you are unlimited. If you're in a rebuilding process, if you're coming back from adversity and devastation, it's unlimited of what you can do. See, a dog can't be anything but a dog. Tree can't be anything but a tree. Human being, you've got unlimited potential. You can put effort on you, and by concentrating on you and developing you, you can transform your life wherever you are right now. And at some point or another, we're all going to get knocked down. The people who lose, they stay down. And they look for something to blame, giving themselves a reason why they stopped. But the winners, they accept it. They take responsibility for it. They learn from it. They grow from it. And they find a way to get back up.
I will never quit. I will persevere and I will thrive on adversity. I hold myself to that standard. I will be physically harder and mentally stronger than anything that comes against me, my family, my business, my brothers, my sisters, my team. I will be the one that is physically harder and mentally stronger, and I will work to maintain that position.
And what that looks like, it looks like hard work. It looks like suffering. It looks like a dedication that people don't understand. And it is that. But at the end of all that, my friend, the bigger the struggle, the bigger the peace.
Regardless of how bad today was, when you feel like quitting, which you will, do not quit right now. That's emotion. Quit tomorrow. If you can keep quitting tomorrow, you can do anything.
You've been in it for 3 years and you about to quit. You've been doing it for 5 years and it don't look like you think. People are looking at you crazy. You put all your money in it. You put all your time in it. Hold on. You put too much in it to quit now. You close. You about to drop out. You gone too far now. Hold on. You ain't quit now. Hold on. But this is about 6 times taking it. You gonna pass on the 7th. Hold on. But you better get something from all that you've been through. You close. Boo, don't give up now. You close, my brother. Hold on.
Don't allow that inner doubt in you to talk you out of it. You ignore that inner voice.
Don't judge the possibilities for what you can do based upon the circumstances, because the circumstances won't determine who you are.
It is you and you alone that determines who you become.
You must work on yourself continuously. You want to read books that inspire you and motivate you over and over and over again. And as you continue to work on yourself, you will begin to expand your vision of yourself.
Keep moving forward. You gotta keep moving forward. I just need you to keep moving. I need you to make up in your mind that the only way you can lose is if you quit. I just need you to keep going. And so you're gonna have to learn to wrestle with it. You're gonna have to learn to fight with it. You're gonna have to put in a little bit more sweat, a little bit more tears. If you tell that thing, I'm here just like you here, and I promise you, I ain't leaving without the degree. I will not leave without that goal. I will not leave without that dream. I will not leave this university until I'm successful. You gotta fight with that thing and tell that thing, you will quit before I quit. You'll give up before I give up. We gonna do this thing all night long, but I'm telling you that I'm not going to let you go until you bless me.
Decide that when things become challenging, and they are, that you're not going to personalize it, that you're going to look at it, and you do whatever you must do in order to work things out and learn from it. You will always be faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges. If you've lost your job, don't say that I've been laid off. Just say I've been given an opportunity by the universe to find my life work. Now you become an active force in your life. Now you're the one, rather than running from things as they begin to change, you become a change driver, because you know that you've got the power within you to make the difference. This energy that you have, that's more powerful than anything that can ever happen to you.
Are you going to say you want to do something? You say you want to lose weight, get in shape, get your business off the ground, do it for 2 weeks and then quit like you did last year, like you did the year before last?
Character staying true to what you said you would do long after the mood you set it in has left. Because if we only worked on the days when we felt like it, none of us would get much accomplished.
Some of y'all, you still on feelings. When you feel like doing it, you do it. When you don't feel like doing it, you don't. For you, it's a feeling. Your problem is not that you're not excellent. You don't abide in excellence. It's temporary. It's circumstantial. When you want to be excellent, you can. But when you don't feel like being excellent, you don't. You start something, you stop it. You start something, you stop it. You feel good, you do it. You don't feel good, you quit. And for some of you, nothing is sacred for you. There's certain things you'll never have when you stop, start. And you wondering why everybody else getting blessed and I'm not. Because you don't understand covenant. And covenant means when you do it, you can't get out of it. When you do videos every single Monday and ain't nobody paying you. When you come to an engagement and you speak as if you're making the most you've ever made when you're not. When you get up at 6 when you don't have to. Covenant. And there's another level you get to when you go all in. And the greats are the greats because they have a different mentality. For them, it is a way of life. It's what they eat, it's what they sleep, it's what they drink, it's who they are. It possesses them. It's got to possess everything you do. It's got to own you. And I'm telling you today that you can do the unthinkable. You can make all your milestones become a reality if it stopped being a hobby. You're doing it when you feel like it. You're doing it when you get time. You're doing it on your lunch break. You're not serious. You're not eating it. You're not eating it. You're not dreaming it. It's not haunting your dreams at night. For the greats, it's not when the lights come on. When the greats play, it's not for the camera. It's not for the family and the staff. When the greats perform, the way the greats approach the game, they do in practice what they want to do when it's showtime. When the greats approach the game, they got the game before the game. And I watched Kobe lose a game in Miami, and after the game, he practiced for another 2 hours. The greats come early. The greats leave late. The greats give more. The greats give until they don't have no more to give. The real beast is the last 4 minutes. The real beast is when their legs give out. The real beast when they tired. The real beast find a way to pull something out when nobody else ain't got nothing.
I don't care what difficulties you're dealing with. I don't care how many times you failed. Just keep working. Keep working. If you do not stop, if you do not surrender, if you do not quit, you will break through whatever is in front of you. You have to do it so long and so hard with so much effort that whatever that thing is you're up against will know you will not be stopped. You will not be contained.
You have to build the discipline and the grit and the fortitude and the determination and the endurance and the confidence and the ability to execute when conditions aren't ideal to never quit.
Discipline is you do it so long and so hard and you're so passionate about it that even when you don't feel like it, you still operate at the highest level.
And conditions on the path to success will never be perfect. So you have to build yourself into someone who can execute whether it's great times or whether it's bad times. This is the difference between the people that you admire and all the irrelevant people. All the people that you look up to, they have all tripped up, they have all stumbled, they have all had major issues, they have all had major failures, divorces, bankruptcies, they have their lives over and over and over again. The difference is that those people continue to go. And what usually happens is most people start to go down the path and they have one thing happen and all of a sudden they're saying, well, I guess this wasn't for me then because I didn't hit perfect. Bro, nobody starts out on this path and starts hitting home runs after home runs after home runs. Truly successful people fail far more than they succeed. You just don't see it. You want to be the person who is willing to go out, who's willing to get his kicked day in and day out, who doesn't get if you end up looking stupid for as long as it takes to win. If you can learn to execute the tasks that will get you to where you want to go, regardless of what's happening in your life, regardless of the pain you're feeling in the moment, regardless of what the weather is, regardless of what your boss said, regardless of any outside circumstances, how can you ever lose? You can't.
The real battleground is in your mind.
You got people betting against you. They're like, he ain't gonna do it. I bet there's a person inside of you that says, nah, you're not gonna do this. You're gonna have to fight that. You know who my own worst enemy is? Freaking me.
This battle has no opponent. It is only you versus you.
The only thing that beats you is you. The only thing that can stop you is you. You guys got a person inside of you, and that's the old you. Like, dude, I got a person right here that's standing back here in this mirror waiting for me to backpedal and go back to my old life. I see it every day. I'm gonna keep outgrowing, I'm gonna keep moving. Ain't no way I'm going back there.
And those little things, those little menial tasks that add up, you have to execute them. And when your brain tells you that you got a great reason today not to do it, and you want to listen to your brain, because your brain doesn't want you to be a big success. Your brain just wants to keep you alive. Your brain doesn't care about your little dreams. It's gonna lie to you, it's gonna trick you.
And you know what it sounds like? Train smarter, not harder. No! Actually, keep training hard.
If you're totally committed, what do? I always tell people, if you want to take the island, burn the boats. Because as long as there's a way out, our brains will take it.
I gave myself no way out, and my mind realized that. It's okay. We're going to adapt and overcome now. Because he is not going to stop.
You need to win battles in order to win the war. You need to get out of bed, you need to run, you need to work out, you need to read and study and practice, and you need to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. And I know that can be hard. That's why people lose the war.
Your feelings will never cooperate with your dream. You have to reserve your feelings and do it anyway.
The daily fight is a challenge.
That's right. It's gonna suck. Doesn't matter. Work harder.
When something sucks, good. It's gonna make me tougher. It's gonna give me a good story to tell. It's gonna toughen my mind. I don't negotiate with weakness.
I'm not trying to convince myself. I'm not trying to negotiate with myself. I'm not debating what I should do. I am executing the plan. And I recommend that you do the same. Don't talk. Go execute.
Easy choices lead to a hard life. Hard choices lead to an easy life.
You may not want to fight that battle, but you need to. You need to know your strategic goals, and you need to know why they are important, and then you need to get up get out of your damn bed, get off your phone, and get to work.
Hard work works, and you know what's great about our culture, y'all? The world's lazy. It's a good thing for you and me. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody will talk about it, everybody will post about it, but nobody wants to roll up their sleeves and just go get it.
You can change you. You'd be surprised how good you'd be if you just decide to win. Be number one in your office, number one in your region.
It takes a want to become a number one. Number ones never cut corners. Number ones never take breaks. Number ones don't drop the ball. They are on it. They have a sense of urgency. They care, and they're going to get everything done that they need to get done to win.
Your success is going to be predicated more than anything on your hunger and desperation level and your ability to get laser focused and eliminate the distractions in your life.
We think if we got up early for 4 days, we've earned something. You gotta drop your entitled mindset.
It's not acceptable. You need to work harder. You need to discipline your mind better.
ABD, you always be developing. If you're not developing, you're losing. Study yourself the way the best hedge fund managers study stocks, and look how quickly you'll start changing many of your bad habits with good ones.
Work harder on you. Go invest in you. That's the best investment. Develop your skills. If you're the best doctor or lawyer or salesperson or whatever, it doesn't matter what happens in the economy, you're going to do well. And it gets better with time.
Most people work the hardest when trying to reach the top. Once they can get to that $100,000, once they get to that $1 million, they've worked as hard as they can work. The great ones work even harder after they get to the 100,000, harder after they get to the million, harder after they're famous, harder after they've got a big following, harder after they get that promotion. The great ones work even harder after they get what they want.
You already know what works. You know what to put in your body. You know how to treat your body. You know what to put in your brain. You know how you should be using the hours that you have. It's just getting yourself to actually do it.
That is how successful people become successful people. They pay the price other people aren't willing to pay. They understand what they have to do, that they're going to have to do the hate. But what they also understand is they're not willing to settle for anything less than what they want. If you want to dictate the life on your terms, if you want to dictate the success that you're going to create, and if you're ambitious to the point where you're not satisfied with living the status quo, you've got to learn to master that everybody else thinks is irrelevant. When you start working nonstop and pushing yourself every single day, your life is going to get better. There is no question.
Some of you right now, you only work when it's easy. You only work when you feel like it. You only work when it's convenient.
But if you don't feel like getting after it, I hope you feel like being weak. I hope you feel like not accomplishing anything, because that's what's gonna happen.
You will not blow up. The vision won't become a reality for you because you don't show up every day. You show up when you feel like it.
If you can only execute when you feel like executing, you will lose 100 times out of 100.
You gotta stop giving yourself a pass. I have watched people go after people in a way they never go after themselves. I have watched people judge people, why they doing this or why they doing that, and this is terrible and that's terrible. They should be doing this and shit. With the same energy that you get on people, the same judgment you use, the same critique and criticizing you do, you don't do it for yourself. So I need you to turn yourself in the mirror and look in that mirror and stop giving you a pass. You give you a pass, you are not where you're supposed to be financially, and you can give yourself a pass. You know you better than that. You know you should be further in life, but you keep letting you slide. I need you to check yourself and change yourself and critique yourself. At some point, you gotta buckle down, and it starts with you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. And in order to get to where I want to get to, I need to discipline myself and maintain that discipline. Discipline means that you dominate when you feel like it and you dominate when you don't feel like it. Stop waiting for life to move you and you move you. Every day, move yourself. You gotta take control of your life. When you gonna wake up? What you gonna do when you up? You got to take control.
Because in this day and age, if you aren't careful, it's real easy to slide into cruise control mode. Don't do that with your life. Don't get on the road and just kind of let the car drive itself. When that's happening, you're not
directing what's going on. You're not in control anymore. You're just drifting. It's not going where you want it to go. It's just going wherever it's going. Unintentional. So what are you supposed to do? I'll tell you what we're supposed to do. Go to manual mode. That's what you have to do. If you go in cruise control, you will scroll until you are dead. You have to go into manual mode. You have to turn the trash off. Because if you don't go into manual mode, I'll tell you what's going to take over. Your natural, psychological, and physiological instincts will take over. They'll follow the path of least resistance. Don't let that happen. You have to deny these things from happening. Don't allow yourself to be a victim of your environment. You think things are gonna just go your way? Well, they're not gonna just go your way. You think things are gonna just happen for you? Well, they're not just gonna happen for you. You gotta impose your will, you gotta be disciplined, and you gotta make things happen. Go make things happen.
When you don't feel like getting up in the morning, you get your butt up in the morning, you do what you said you were going to do anyway. When you don't feel like sacrificing, you get your butt up and you sacrifice anyway. When you don't feel like being dedicated to it, you stay your butt dedicated anyway because you understand what the process will go on to produce later on in your life. It's not about the outcome. Eliminate the outcome. And we have to get to the point where we're willing to impose our will on certain things. Impose your will on it. It's just as if you were facing an opponent. Life will give in to you if it knows you're serious about whatever it is that you're trying to do. Life will give in to you.
Any dream becomes a reality if you put the work ethic and dedication and sacrifice into it. When you're dead and exhausted like this, that should put a smile on your face, man. Because now you're doing something in your life.
In the beginning, things are going to be hard. You're going to have a hard time winning today. You're going to have a hard time getting through the day, doing everything you need to do. You're going to have a hard time doing those workouts or sending all those emails or making the calls you need to make. That is going to seem extremely difficult on day one. But here's the thing. Once you get through day one and you get through day two and you get through day three, it starts to become habit because you start believing in yourself. You can look back and say, look, I got 7 straight days of winning the day, and you know what? I know I can win tomorrow. So you start to believe. And guess what? When you start to believe, that's when the magic happens. Once you start working consistently, momentum begins to carry you and begins to pick you up. And if you string enough good days, productive days, hardworking days, pursuing success, you can ride that momentum anywhere you want to go.
Your work starts working for you. That the efforts that you put forth, the things that you do, those things start working for you. And while you sleep and while you chilling, because of the work you put in, things just start happening for you.
When you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, are there days you don't feel like it? I'm talking about less than 1%. I've been getting up so early for so long. I've dominated my sleep pattern. I've dominated my laziness. I've dominated procrastination. I've dominated so much. My body just clicked at 3 o'clock in the morning. Discipline.
People who do stuff consistently and on time, they surpass people who talented and gifted.
If you do the work, you will produce the result. But so many of you still believe that it's luck. It doesn't work that way. And you can either choose to go on with your life buying that story, or you can choose to embrace the work right now and move down the path, take your beatings, get better from them, and become what it is that you are supposed to become.
Most winning is not beautiful. It's not exciting. It's a grind. When you're making history, it very rarely feels like it. What it feels like is work. What it feels like is lonely. What it feels like is you're the only one doing it. But what you need to know is that when you're laying those bricks every day and the person that you're competing against is laying them every 3rd day, it's the person who can do it over and over and over again that separates themselves.
And what I discovered was that you don't have to be born in a certain neighborhood. You don't have to have a certain socioeconomic status. It only takes one thing to get what you see other people have that you want, and it's called effort.
Our world is full of soft-ass freaking people. You can't be one of those. A lot of people are like, oh, this is a tough day. Hey, I look for a tough. I was thankful for that. Matter of fact, at the end of a test day, a hard day for me, I'm like, thank you. I feel a euphoric moment getting through a test day. Every day, I want you to find hard stuff to do intentionally, because that's how mental toughness is created.
Make today
The day that you stop choosing the easy path, you stop chasing the instant gratification. From now on, you choose the path that'll make you stronger, that'll make you better.
E.T., how you get in the NFL? How you get in corporate? How you get in the NBA? I start being consistent. I start going to class every day. I started going there early. I started doing all my homework. I became committed to myself. I became consistent. You will have to work for every single thing you get. And you gotta work every single day. If you're going to get your personal freedom, you gotta go get it. You gotta go earn it. The dream is real, but the lifestyle is realer.
Greatness comes from doing mundane that average people can't keep doing. It's not all being fired up, but staying consistent, do what you need to do over and over and over and over.
Easy doesn't pay well. And the only ones that win long term are the ones who are willing to do what they need to do when they don't feel like doing it. Discipline is a skill. Grit is a skill. Fortitude is a skill. These are things that you can develop. How do you develop discipline? By doing hard over and over and over again. You don't want to get up today? You get your up anyway. You don't want to make your bed today? You make in bed right now. You don't want to deal with that paperwork? You can deal with it now. You make yourself get it done with no hesitation, because what it does is it forces you through doing stuff that is going to be very uncomfortable for a long enough period of time that you start to understand how to execute when things are not ideal, when it's highly inconvenient.
Every time you push through, you will get tougher. You build strength, not just physical strength, mental strength. And every time you put forth effort, your will, your discipline becomes stronger. And every time you quit, your will and your discipline gets weaker. You cannot allow that.
Anticipate the fire. Anticipate the difficulty. Anticipate that it's going to suck. You have to teach your mind to honor the struggle. Every day you're discouraged. Instead of saying, well, I guess I'll quit. I suck. This is no good. It's never going to happen. You have to take control of the self-talk and honor the struggle. Literally tell your mind how to deal with the process. Tell your mind, no. This process, this hardship, this struggle, it's part of conditioning me to be ready for the dream, to succeed. This part of the struggle that I hate right now, it's developing character, it's making me force it, it's helping me challenge, it's making me grow. Because if you can survive this, if you can rise from this, you can crush anything. If you deal with this difficulty now, you will have intellectual, physical confidence for life.
What do you do on the days that you are not inspired? Do you have the habits and rituals and disciplines, the guts, the grit to step up and do the things that you know you need to do all the time, not some of the time? And when you stack up those all the times, those are the inches that you fight for that separate the greats from the average.
Life's not gonna get easier. It's gonna get harder. It's gonna get tougher. So you gotta get harder and you gotta get tougher. And if you can execute on a plan that you set out for yourself, regardless of what happens, you cannot be stopped.
Here's the truth. This is the reality. Nobody's going to believe in you until you've already done it. Nobody's going to come and celebrate with you until you've already done it. The work is going to come before the belief, which means you're going to have to work for a long time by yourself with no applause, with no awards, with nobody telling you good job. Because if you really want to believe in you, go out and build something great.
I just beat me. This ain't about nobody else. Not about nobody else. I just beat me. If I can keep beating myself, then that means that I'm in a battle with the only person that I really want to beat, and that's me. If I can continue to outdo me from the day before, then I'm ahead.
My number one competition is me. It's always you versus you. You got to be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success. No coach, no trainer, no mentor, no boss can do it. You versus you.
I'm obsessed with improvement. Every day I'm getting better. There are those of you with phones, and every new phone that comes out, you get it. Every upgrade, you get it. Every piece of software, you get it. You are upgrading your technology, and you've not upgraded yourself. Your value system says you believe in sleep more than you believe in grinding.
You are a consumer and not a producer. If you're gonna go to the next level, your values are gonna have to change. We do not retreat. We do not give up. We do not surrender. And the reason why most of you are not successful is because every single time stuff not going your way, you give up, you quit, you let go, and people feel weakness. They feel it. You can feel when somebody's not committed, when they're not all in, when they're not dedicated. And there's another level you get to when you go all in. You have to eat the dream. You have to sleep the dream. You have to dream the dream. You have to see it when nobody else sees it. You have to believe it when you cannot see it. You gotta be possessed with the dream.
Every single day you wake up, you gotta give it all you got. You got it 120%. Don't fool yourself into thinking that this year is gonna be better than last year if you still making excuses. There are no excuses. You gotta work for it. You gotta put forth 120%. You can have it, you can be it, you can do it. But you gotta accept the challenge. What are you doing to make your next effort your best effort? Are you reaching deep down inside to fight through everything that you're going through right now? Or are you settling to be where you are at this current moment? Now is not the time to complain. Now is the time to maintain that dream. You need to work an hour longer. You need to run just a little faster. You need to put 5 more pounds on the rack. That's the effort you need to be great. That's the sacrifice that you have to put in order for you to get to the next level that you need to be at, in order for you to be remembered.
The only way anything great ever gets done in this world, commitment, consistency.
Oh, imagine that, doing it every day? You're saying I can't do it anymore for 2 weeks and then quit? Most of you in here, you're quitters. You don't have consistency, you don't have control, you don't have discipline.
You want to be a champion, but you don't want to work like a champion. I dare you to give 120% and stop choking. Most of you won't be successful, not because you can't do it, but you can't outlast your old you long enough to get to your new you. I challenge you just to give a month where you say, for 30 straight days, every practice I'm putting in 120%. When I'm tired, I'm gonna keep going. You can't buy discipline, you can't buy drive, you can't buy effort either.
No matter how hard you work, there is somebody inside of you that works even harder. No matter how dedicated you are, there's somebody inside you that's more dedicated. No matter how committed you are, there's somebody inside of you that's more committed. I'm trying to get you to push yourself to a point that you have never been to before. Because when you get to that point, you're gonna propel to another dimension of your life.
Can't nobody stop you but you. You're not average, stop acting like it. You're not average. Why you being average? You're not average. Why you being good when you're not good? You great. When you gonna step up to the plate? You're greater than that.
What could you be if you worked as hard as you could? What could you be if you imposed real discipline in your life? What could you be?
I want to see how far I can go. I want to see what I can accomplish. I want to see what I can do, what I can be, what I can have. I want to see what my life would look like if I didn't count the cost. You get to a point where you don't count the cost. You just do whatever it takes to get whatever you want. Every single day when I wake up, every minute of the day, every hour of the day, I have an opportunity to give 120%, to give blood, sweat, and tears. Every opportunity is the last opportunity. Every opportunity I have to reprove myself again, because the day you become content is the day you die. It's all or nothing. It's all day, every day. What you did last week don't count. Today is the only important day. You got 86,400 seconds in a day, and what you do today is going to determine how far you go. What do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want?
Sometimes it ain't about who the most talented and gifted. When talent meets talent, talent is no longer enough. Now it's about who has character. Now it's about who has integrity. Now it's about who's dedicated, who's committed. Now it's about who's gonna show up on time. Now it's about who's willing to do extra.
It only take one extra push-up. It only take one extra mile. It only take one extra grade. It only takes one extra effort. It only takes one extra something to get you to where you're trying to get to. And the goal is you got to go a little further than the man who's trying to get what you're trying to get. You have to outwork them. You got to outgrind them. You got to get up earlier. You got to stay up later. You got to embody excellence.
So you got to prepare yourself. You've got to develop yourself. You've got to practice. You've got to work. You've got to do your homework. You got to do your research. It's not easy, but through practice and practice and practice, practice makes improvement. And competency builds confidence. And confidence feeds into competency. See, the better you become, the more confident you feel. And the more confident you feel, the better you want to become. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done. You never hit a state of perfection. You're always bigger than what you do. You realize that you have no ceiling, that you can better whatever you've done so far. You can go beyond that. You don't become cocky and arrogant, feeling that you've already arrived, as most people have. No, as long as you're breathing, you got some more work to do. There's something else for you to achieve.
And I can tell you right now, there's going to be lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of times, in fact, the majority of the time, that you are not going to wake up in the morning and say, I can't wait. I can't wait to go get my... That's not going to happen. So you have to say, hey, I'm going to do this regardless of how I feel. I'm going to execute, even if I'm having a bad day, even if it's going wrong. Mine is getting done day in and day out. And that is the secret sauce about winning. Shift your mindset from, I got to feel like doing it, to it doesn't matter if I feel like doing it. I'm going to get it done anyway. Do you have the capacity to execute at a high standard when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it? Because when you don't feel like it is when everybody else quits. And that's when you widen the gap between yourself and everybody else. I'm competing against Joe down the street. And when he comes in on his 4 days and he doesn't feel like it, he does half-ass. But on my 4 days, I'm executing at the highest level because I've developed that skill set of discipline to do so. Over time, I'm going to widen that gap further and further and further away from that dude. And this is how the game works. It is legitimately a mathematical equation. How many days did you win? How many days did they win? It's not luck, it is math. And if you can push yourself to perform on a high level every single day of your life, regardless of how you feel, you'll look around and realize you're the winner.